Hello everybody, welcome. It's Ruth here at artfulstampin.co.uk. It's Tuesday the 8th of April. Happy first day of the new Stampin' reward system at Stampin' Up. Just thought I'd say that in case I watch this back in many years to come and think, what was that? When was that day? What happened? The world didn't stop. It's okay, we're going to get through this. Hi everybody, thank you so much for joining me on the live. Also, if you're watching on the replay, thank you so much for coming back and checking out what I'm up to. So I'm carrying on the little album, medium-sized album that I started on Friday. Sorry I wasn't with you yesterday. I was kind of prepping for today's class and didn't want to kind of overload myself. So thank you for your patience with that one. Hi everybody, let's just have a very quick hello to everyone on the live. Hi Judy, Janice, Tracy, Shaz, Terry, Anne, Vicky, Judy, Christine, great to see you. Hi Diane, and yes, how is your hubby? He's home from hospital. Great to hear, really great to hear. All right, I'm just going to show you, I've already started chopping bits and pieces up, ready to start sticking and playing around with different things. So let's just recap. On Friday I made the outer cover for my album here, and this is what it is. So this measures, I think it's about 6 by 6. I could be wrong, let's have a look. Yeah, 6 by 6, and this is 1.5 inches. No, it's not, it's a 2-inch spine. And I then have got 8 pieces of cardstock that I've already pre-cut, ready to stick into my spine. So because there are 8 pages, that means I've got 16 sides to cover. So what I did was just before I went live, I pre-cut these all to 5 1/4 inches because my pages measure 5 1/2 inches. So I should have 8 sheets here. So let's just do a quick check. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. Oh, I don't have enough. Oh dear. Right, hold on, let's have a think. So I keep checking back onto this is my stamped piece, and so every piece of paper that I'm choosing to use in my album has to go somehow with this stamped piece that I did. And this is the lovely thing about stamping your own paper, is you can very much hold it to be your inspiration for you know, a piece like this, because you know it means that you can't go too far wrong. As long as you feel that every paper that you're using kind of goes with it, you'll be fine. All right, so very quickly I'm going to cut this at 5 1/4 and 5 1/4. Oh, I'm sorry about that, Diane. Hey, Sue, you all right? Thank you, Terry. All right, now I've got all my pieces. All right, so then the other thing I was doing was I started cutting out some little bits and pieces that I actually want to stick onto my album pages. And I don't have a huge amount of space in between them because, as I've already pre-cut, that it's 1/4 inch there, spine or flap for each page. I don't want to make it super bulky. However, I know that I can fit a few different things, like maybe one side I can add some sort of extra special flap or something. Okay, so let's get started sticking this down. I don't know how far I'm going to get tonight, guys. I'm just going to do a little bit. As I said, this project is probably going to take a little while, and just Just gonna stick my first piece onto there like that, and let's flip it over. And I'm kind of not really overthinking too much my choice, because I know all the papers are going to match with my overall project. I'm not too worried about having any kind of particular plan for this, although I may regret saying that at the end. Okay. Ooh, there we go, that's fine on there. So I'm thinking it'd be nice to have that open up like so. And so I've got all these different kind of scrap bits and pieces here, and I also have all these other little scrappy bits. Now I am also thinking I want to start adding sections of this onto different pages. So I'm hoping that potentially I could get maybe a little piece on every page, and maybe not on both sides, but certainly on every page. So this I know measures approximately 3 by 4 inches. So if I cut this down to 2 3/4. Ooh, only one butterfly chopped in the making of this. Just cut that there. All right, so the first piece is being used, and I don't know, do you think we want some magnets? I think I could pop a magnet there. No. Where's my tape? Oh, Diane. Oh, that's so sweet. Well, I mean, I don't have a cat, but I know lots of folk on here really do appreciate their pets and you know, all that they mean to them, and I appreciate that as well for you. I don't, you know, it's been a while since I've had a cat, or lost a pet, but I remember crying when my goldfish died when I was, oh my goodness, how old was I? We were moving house. Now, I need to double check with my father, because he basically said that the goldfish died just before we moved. Now, I don't know what happened to that goldfish. Sorry, perhaps I shouldn't have started telling this story. Oh dear, it's a bit distressing, isn't it? But anyway, yeah, I might just need to double check with him what exactly happened to Snowflake, the goldfish. Yes, I'm starting to get a bit suspicious now as to how coincidental that Snowflake died on the day we were moving house. Oh dear. Ruth came to a big life realization while she was live on video. Oh dear. All right, so you saw me stick that magnet down just then with the tear and tape, and then what I've done is place the tear and tape so it's the sticky side is facing me, and put another magnet on there just to capture that magnet there before I start sticking different pieces down. And then I am going to, you know what, I'm going to unclog my glue because it's being a pain. There we go. And it's a little bit wrinkly, this paper, because I don't know if you remember when I created it, I smooshed some water all over the cardstock first before doing that, and so it is a little bit wrinkly, but I did choose the thick cardstock because I knew it could take it. But I think if I put a good amount of glue on and just really give it a good rub, it should be fine. All right, so let's go for some paper on the inside of this then. What about that, that and that? Oh yes, I like that. I like the idea of it all being the same on the inside. I don't always do things like that, but okay. So I was saying to some of my ladies today that this glue is so good, you don't actually have to use loads of it, that just a few dabs is fine. Also means if you make a mistake, it's a bit easier to undo. Oh yes, I need to talk to you about the Stampin' class on Friday evening. So it's what's called a stamping for scrapbooking class. The idea is that we're going to be creating some layouts, doing some lovely floral stamping. Now I've got one person in the South Pacific booked on it and 2 people in the US. And so I was wondering if the folk in the US wouldn't mind me moving it on an hour so that the folk in the South Pacific didn't have to get up so early. So it might be the more South Pacific folk might join us for it. So I will be messaging those people privately and just seeing if they're happy to move it. So if you're in the South Pacific and you were wondering whether to join or not, I'm going to try and shunt it forward an hour because I appreciate it's quite early for you guys to get up. Also, I might be able to give you a little sneak peek later of what I've been working on for it. And I've been dreaming up a little technique to help make your stamping go further on your scrapbooks. I may have consulted with, you know, my lovely scrapbooking consultant, Vicky, in Australia as well. Giving me some ideas. Okay, so I think that would look nice on there. Still is a little bit clogged, isn't it? Not quite happy with this. All right, I am putting a bit of glue on this because I really want that to stick firmly on. Right, there we go, page 1. All right, page 2. I'm thinking just maybe a square. I don't think it needs too much else. Or maybe not a square, maybe just a rectangle. Let me just double check the measurement on this. 3 by 4. Perfect. So I'm going to cut that at 3 3/4 by 2 3/4. There we go. As I said, I was going to keep these sides a bit simpler. I may come back and do some, if I have some little bits left over from my stamp sheet, I might come back and decorate, but I've just realised I need to make sure that I have enough for the front and back cover. So actually just decorating, not decorating every single piece, sorry, every single page with that Stamp One Sheet Wonder is okay. I don't need to put it on too much. It's enough sometimes that it's inspiring the colours of the page. So that's all good. All right, yay, page number 1 done. Cute. Right, so if that's flipped that way, let's think, how are we going to decorate page number 2? I'm wondering whether to then go for that like that. And then I was going to do a panel that perhaps then would slip, have a slipped piece that slips out like that. Yeah, what do you think? So the measurement then for this piece is 1.5 inches, and then you need to make sure that it measures, so that would be in inches, that would, you need to have at least 10.5 inches long at least. I just used the width of the A4 and just scored it at, what did I do? Scored it at 2 3/4, and then basically just made sure that this section here measured 5 1/4, which is the height of my piece of paper. Sorry, page. So I want to decorate just this strip here with something. So if I cut that at 1 1/4, and then at 5 inches, okay, that can be my little panel that goes down like so. That's nice. Okay. Hi, Cheryl. Hi, Glenna. Hi, Margaret. Oh, nice to see you. All right, so that's my base piece gone on. Then I'm going to pop a little bit of glue there just to hold that down. Then glue like so. Ooh. Oh, now I've got to get this in the middle. Oh, can you hear me? Concentration. All right, that's on nicely. Oh, I went with a friend to her allotment today. So in the UK, you can rent land, usually quite cheaply. I don't know, it was a provision that was made many years ago to help people who didn't have gardens able to grow their own vegetables. And so it's very, very cheap here in Wales, it's like £70 for the whole year, basically, to rent. I don't know if it's like, I don't know if a quarter of an acre is quite right, but maybe that's a bit too big. No, I'm trying to think what the size is. I'm really rubbish at being able to calculate sizes. Anyway, enough to grow vegetables on. And have a shed. Oh, yeah, you've got a shed as well. Anyway, my friend's her plot has got a little bit overgrown, and she was saying, "Oh, do you want to come and have a look at it?" And so we went and we started digging out some potatoes that needed to be dug out because they had been left a bit too long. So unfortunately, half the potatoes were okay, and half were like really mushy and ugh, had things living in them. Anyway, it was nice to be outside. But it was quite sunny today, actually, which was very nice for Wales. Right, okay, so that's the piece opposite that one. Then we're going to flip that over. What paper have I not used yet? Oh, could have that one. Do we want that one just yet? Ooh, could have this one. Don't have that one yet. Margaret was holding her breath for me. Oh, thank you, Margaret. Yeah, so the reason I'm telling you this is just in case you can see some dirt under my fingernails. Oh dear. Right. Oh, I think let's see what size that is. Right, that's a little bit smaller than 3 by 4. Put that down to 3 by 4. Okay, what do I want on there? There's something lightish, maybe. Should I go for that one? That'll do. Right, I wonder how many pages I'm going to get done tonight. What's the time? Okay. There we go. Page number 2 done. All right, so the other piece that I'd already pre-cut is this one here, which measures 4 by 4 when it's folded. So that's 8 by 4 with a score line in the middle. And oh, fabulous, Cheryl. Good. Hi, Marilyn. So I thought it would be nice to put a piece of the stamped paper onto there. Not necessarily have to do 4 by 4. I could stick another piece of DSP potentially on there. Right, what have I not used in a little while? Oh, I haven't used any of this yet. Okay, so that could go on the background. That could go there. Then right, I'm looking at this because I don't want to kill any butterflies. could cut a piece there because I'm wondering if that in half would make a good front cover, wouldn't it? Just see what that measures. Yeah, that would be 4 inches. You know what, I think it might be just easy if I just cut 4 inches down there and be done with it. Then I know that I've got it already. So that'll be my front cover. That's quite nice. I like having those butterflies up in the corner. Yep, that looks great. Maybe not do a back cover because otherwise I'm going to run out too quickly of things. So that leaves me that little panel there. So I wonder if I could get 3 by 3, and then that leaves me a little section there possibly for something. Cut that at 3. I wonder whether to cut that side. No, I think I will. Right, trying to look for a scrap that would work on there. Oh no, don't like that. Ooh. Oh no. Right. Oh, it's a shame that's not a bit wider. Oh, actually, maybe that would work. Having that little border. Should we go for it? Just double check what this is. 3 1/4 by 3 1/4. Okay, let's go with that. So as you can see, we've got a very kind of peach and pink and oranges colour scheme happening here, and this was all because of that sheet that I created on Friday that has dictated all these lovely colours kind of coming together in this crazy kind of combination. But I think it's okay. Sometimes you just have to go with it. Like you might not always go for these colour combinations, but I think once you're in it, just keep at it, and then actually it creates a story all of its own. So just trust that as long as you just keep sticking to your colour scheme, it will look okay. Now I have been quite brave and added a little bit of, this is Flirty Flamingo, but I think that's okay because it's all pinks and peaches and oranges and stuff, so it looks okay. Right, I'm thinking I'd like to have it open like that. So have that there. And then I do need to find some pieces that can go on the inside, and I'm thinking again another magnet. So find my magnets. There we go. There they are. So I just need 2. Thank you, Cheryl. Oh, Marilyn, no, basically I just chose 4 colours on Friday. It really wasn't that complicated. I just chose Pretty in Pink. What was it? It was basically pinks and orange. So once I decided what I was going to do to create this, I've just picked papers that match. So if it doesn't match, I'm not using it. So honestly, it really, I'm hoping that I'm sort of demystifying it a little bit for you so that you can have the confidence to do this yourself. The other option is that even if you haven't stamped your own One Sheet Wonder, you can do the same with Stampin' Up papers. And actually, the Stampin' Up make it easy because they list the colours that they've used. So if you want, you know, all your projects to coordinate, you don't necessarily have to use the papers that they've, you know, you can use a paper pack which usually coordinate with each other, but sometimes you may want to, you know, branch out a bit or use some papers that you've had in your stash for a little bit. And that's the great thing about Stampin' Up papers, is that you can use papers from over the last 10 or 20 years, and because they are very careful in their choice of colours, it will match, which you don't get when you're buying different brands of well, you can, but it's a bit harder to match it. Oh, the satisfying click of the magnet. Right, next page. One of these again. Got that panel left. That'd be nice to do a square instead this time. I said that last time and then didn't. Hi, Deb. I'm going to do these 3.5 by 3.5 because I think I have some 3.25 pieces, but anyway, I'll just do it that way for now. I might use that again later, but I think this will fit. Yes, should do. Yay. Okay. How are you keeping, Deb? Oh, Deb, yes, I'm talking about moving that class forward an hour. I don't know if that helps you in any way. All right, so we've done 3 pages so far, and I'm thinking that will be it for this evening. So those are going to get stuck onto there. 1, 2, that's got a slidey outy thing. I might, if I've got enough paper, I might pop another sheet on the back of there. So this is designed to be like a little photo album. So it's got the spaces for photographs. Got space there, got space there, got space there. Then on this page you've got those, got a space there. Oh, I wonder whether to do one more, because then it will make it even. I would have done 4 then. Right, I think I'll do that. That on the front cover. Got a tiny little. Ooh, got some little. I wonder if I could put a pocket maybe. Sorry, I'm having a bit of a think. Trying to think what I could do if there's a little sort of interactive page. Oh, I could have that folding outwards. Maybe that could be a little decorative strip. Right, let's figure out what is this. I'll take that down to 2.5. So I'm working in inches at the moment. So if I score that at 3.5. I actually did it just under 3.5, just a little smidge so that it will fold okay when I, so that will fold okay over that. Okay. Right, and then that will sit in there. I think that might, I could just decorate maybe the side of it, I don't know. Let's see what other pieces I've got. Oh, that fits perfectly there. Okay, so that could go on there. So what have I got that could go on the inside? Oh my goodness, that fits perfectly. Okay, so I'm guessing that's 2.25. Oh, yes. So if I do 3 1/4 and 3 1/4, and I just need to find one other panel of something. It doesn't necessarily have to be the same thing, but if it is, that's fantastic. Oh, yay. Oh, I need to check the women's UEFA football was on today, and Wales was playing Sweden, and I watched a little bit of it. I was watching the second half because my friend's daughter plays for Wales. I'm so excited. So I do need to go and check the score, unless someone could check the score for me. Just type in Wales versus Sweden women's football. I need to know the score. Maybe use it for the closure, she says. Right, I am going to do a magnet though. You'd have to explain what you mean by the closure. Oh, okay, Deb. All you guys that are into your sourdough. I had a friend come to my class today. She's really into her sourdough. It would be Saturday morning for you, Deb. The class, so it's my Friday, your Saturday. Hello, Janice. Hello, Lisa. Oh, it was a draw. Ah, oh, thanks for that, Janice. 1-1. Who scored? Oh, sorry, I'm being like getting to be my secretaries. Out of interest, if you could possibly, please find out who scored. I haven't decided, Margaret. May design a class out of it first. If anyone's interested in perhaps doing a class on this, let me know. That's the benefit of me doing these lives. I'm kind of like designing as I go for potential classes. So okay. Hannah Kane scored. Okay, thank you. Colours are so springy. Oh, yeah. Right, oh, I've got another piece of that left, haven't I? Could just put that in front of her. I'm kind of deliberately, you know, if I can, choosing the same papers to go inside some of these opening sections, because everything else is just so busy. I think it's okay then not to have some sections, to have some sections that aren't as busy. So having that just, oh, it's just a bit of a relief, you know, when you've got all this kind of stuff happening. So it creates a bit of a, yeah, just a bit of a break. Break for the eyes. Okay, so I've got that one, that one, that one, that one, that one. Right, what have I got left? So I've got one of those left. I've got 4 more to do, so I'll leave that one and that for later. Oh, go back to doing one of those then. Night, Janice. Rest well. Okay, so got that side to decorate. Oh, haven't used this paper again since using it on the inside, so I could do that. Right, what did I say this was? 3.5 by 3.5. So some people like to have finer margins, so they would do 1/8 of an inch difference, whereas it just, yeah, I like both. So hi Jen, late to the party, but you're here, that's the important thing. Okay, is there a right or wrong way? I don't think there is. Oh no, that's not far over enough. Okay. Okay, so that takes up so far. It's not a very scientific way of doing it. What did I say those were? Quarter. So that should only take up 1/2 inch. I don't know why why did I choose to do it this way? Because if that takes up 1 inch, then really, oh, I can shunt that to 1/2. About there, yeah, okay. Right, so that's where those are going to get stuck. So it means, though, that if I want to, I could put quite a chunky kind of something here and here. So we'll see. Right, what's the time? I think I'm going to leave it for now. How long have I been live for? Oh, nearly an hour. Okay. Oh, okay, Deb. Ruth, are the pages single side? How do you attach the spine? I've done your lovely 6x4 album with the DSP pocket pages. Oh, have you? What, in a class or copied my video? Okay, so let me answer the question. Are the pages single-sided? They are made from one piece of cardstock, if that answers your question correctly. Yeah, they're just from one piece of cardstock with a 1/4 of an inch fold over, and that is what's going to get stuck into the spine. The spine is 2 inches, and I've got 8 sheets, 8 pages, so the 8 times 1/8 of an inch fold over, not 1/4 of an inch, 1/8 of an inch. So adding all those 8s together, I've got 8 8s, so that should make 1 inch. So that's what's going to sit in there like that. What was the other question? How do you attach it to the spine? Normally I just glue it on, although I am getting a little bit concerned that it's not going to be enough surface area. I have to say I'm a little bit concerned about that, but I'm just going to keep going and hope it's going to work out, because I have done it this way for other things. Let's have a look if I've got anything as thin as that I've done before. What did I do for that one? Yeah, so this one is an 1/8, and that just about worked. Yeah, that one worked. So yeah. All right, I was going to give you a little sneak peek of what we're going to be doing on Friday evening stroke Saturday morning. So I had this idea. I mean, I love the idea of, you know, working smarter, not harder, and making the most of our stamping so it kind of goes a bit further. So if I show you what I've been working on, it's not finished because I've realised I just need to slightly redesign something. Oh, have I stuck those down? Oh, you're going to... Oh, no, I haven't stuck them down. You have to excuse the really vintage pictures of my parents. They're super duper vintage. I don't know if they're going to mind me showing you these, but they're hilarious. Oh my goodness. Look at these. That's my dad and my mom. Like when they were courting. How cute. Right. Alright, so I haven't finished designing the class yet, but basically the idea is that we're going to be doing some stamping, some really pretty floral stamping, you know, aka Artful Stampin style, but we're going to make use of it in a really interesting way so that we're not wasting stamping. So we're going to be stamping 3 clusters of flowers, and I've still got some other stamping to add to this. I'm going to do some other texture stamping, but then the idea is that we then cut out the square from the middle. Okay, so imagine the square's cut out, so that is one layout. That's going to become one layout, and we're going to just put some other either DSP or something behind this section here, and then you've got an area to pop your photos, and that's that one. Wow, look at your dad and mum. I know, look, she pretty. My dad looks like a boy. Yeah, Vicky, I was actually thinking of using like the wood grain or something behind it, or what have I got here? You know that lovely country paper. Oh, have I got any more of that linen one left? Oh, I do. I actually quite like the idea of putting that behind it. That like linen-y, it's like a DSP. But we won't need to use that bigger piece, you know, we'll just... Yeah. I don't know. I haven't quite decided what we're going to do. And then I didn't know whether to put some thread or something sort of coming away from there. Right, and then the other idea was potentially to stick that like there. But I don't know if that's just a bit too much. Anyway, I haven't finished designing it for Friday. I haven't. So then what we're going to do then with the pieces that we cut out is we're actually going to fussy cut that section and use it to decorate another page. Okay, so that's to decorate a whole nother layout. And there's going to be more stamping than that. That's just like 2 or 3 pages, and I've said that we're going to do 5. So that's what we're planning. So you followed my video for the 6x4 album. The spine was a bit tricky with all the scoring. Yeah, I'm sure it was. Oh, I wonder which one that was. I've done a few of those different ones. 4x6. I'm just on my table. Be interested to know which one that was. Okay, take care, Cheryl. Sleep well. All right, so that's just like a sneak peek of what I'm hoping to accomplish on Friday, straight Saturday. The other idea was to do the one. I think I stamped sort of in a cross formation and a frame, and then the idea was that you could get 4x4s, but I did that quite a while ago, so I need to dig that out and have a look at it again. Anyway, so I'm still designing it, but you know, if you like my style, if you've come to scrapbooking class number 1, it will be more of kind of that sort of thing, basically. So right, oh, never mind, Lisa. Well, we just got four pages done in our 6x6 album. That's what I've been doing, just using up that beautiful paper that I stamped the other day. So that's what we've been doing tonight, and it's been fun. But I've got 4 more to do, and then I've got the inner sections, and then to decorate the outside. Now, for some reason, and I don't know quite why this is, it might be to do with the distance between the cardstock. This one is great, and this one's a little bit stiff, but I don't want to tear the paper, so I'm kind of being a bit careful. But this one is kind of quite floppy. I might have just put a bit too much space in between the cardboard and inside it. But anyway, it's not much I can do about it now. But I think once all the papers are in and everything, it should be fine. It will sit fine, because it'll be a bit bulkier. But yeah, that's a little bit annoying. I might have that as the front cover, actually. Kind of makes sense to have the back one being a bit stiffer and the front one being a bit more floppy. There we go. All right, take care, everybody. What's tomorrow? Tomorrow's Wednesday. Oh, back to doing a bit of stamping, I think. And yeah. All right, lots of love, everybody. Thank you so much. If you've got any questions, please just email me, ruthtrice@gmail.com. And it's going to be new catalogue time soon. This catalogue remains until the 7th of May, I believe, or the 6th, something like that. And yeah, new catalogues coming out. So if you haven't placed an order in the last 6 months, please just drop me a line to say that you'd like one. Okay.